Selam abi.
Ya başlayacağım da.
Başlayacaklar. Hayal.
Unutma.
Good. Say that again.
We don't bite.是啊，
Yeah.
不要是你
Reach a while.
看到看到。
There's some tissues and hand sanitizer in the back. You walk it from there, you go, right?
Sure.
And in that red refrigerator, there's some water. Some bottles of water. Put this up right here. Oh, I'm too wild. The water, I got one. Right, this is the ISUPK, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, out of 1 West 125th Street, all of New York City, New York, headquarters. And we are under Commanding General Yohana, the man that's set up by the Most High, authorized by the Most High, to lead the 12 tribes of Israel back to their true and rightful place, which is under the Most High, under Yahweh Shai Mashiach, who is our King, in the world called Jesus Christ. The 12 tribes of Israel consist of the so-called Negro, the so-called West Indian, the so-called Hispanic, the so-called Latino, the so-called Haitian, the so-called Native, the so-called Indigenous, from North, Central, and South America. We make up the 12 tribes of Israel. We are scattered abroad. And if you have any questions, please feel free. Any questions? This is the Brotherhood class. Okay. All right. This is the Brotherhood class. We're going over specifically on teaching on brotherhood. Right. But if you have any questions, that's off the topic. You may be able to take them as well. I should be able to take them as well. But prefer you stay on the topic, okay? Right? The Brotherhood class. Okay, Tuesday nights here in Syracuse, New York. All right. And shout out to everybody that's growing. So I continue to see more and more brothers coming into the truth, more and more sisters coming into the truth. And man, that's a glorious thing to see. We appreciate you, brothers and sisters, for stepping up. Okay? All right. Shalom to the Akim, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Brakathum, and to the sisters, Aquafium, Shalom Yahweh Shema Alathah Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Okay? All right. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to talk about Sidney Poitier. Okay. All right. And not to take away from his talent and ability, I do want to point out, though, something specific of the brother. It's a video clip. You may have seen it. I know Captain Mashak brought it out the other night. It was heavy. Shalom says. It was heavy. It was great that he brought it out because it shows a lot of times we choose ourselves over this brotherhood. Okay. All right. And it's not something that we should do. We should always seek what the Most High requires of us, which is brotherhood. Okay. All right. Okay. Salam says, and with that, all right, I'm going to show the clip here, and we're going to go into some scriptures on it. All right. You always have the opportunity to stand for your people. And especially if it means you're going to have to deny yourself. Okay? You denying yourself, is something that the Most High want to test you and see if you're able to do it. All right. Somebody can get me, take up your cross and follow me. Let's see here.
So you want that precept now?
Yeah, give me Matthew chapter 16, verse 24. And for the trooper, can you get me John chapter 11, verse 50? Any questions, anybody? Anybody got any questions? Anybody got any questions? All right, okay.
Matthew chapter 16, verse 24. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross.
Salakia, can you call it one more time?
Matthew chapter 16, verse 24.
Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead.
Oh, Akima got it. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself.
Let him do what?
Deny himself.
Let him do what?
Deny himself.
All right, okay. Trooper, can you grab that Trooper Eliezer? Can you grab that Zonda vase for me in the bookshelf? Let him deny himself. Keep going. It's the compact dictionary in there. Go ahead, huh?
And take up his cross and follow me.
Okay, all right.
Second shelf, fourth from the right.
Okay. If any man come after me, yep, that's the why. The why. You can come that why. If any man will come after me, all right. If any man will come after me, I got you, Yusef, Revelations 2 and 6. Okay, I got you. After we go over this here, all right. If any man will come after me, what does that mean? If any man come after me.
It's like,
Go ahead.
in this particular instance, it's referring to, as far as in like leadership, the people. If anybody else come, you know what I'm saying, to lead our people, of course, let him deny himself. So not be, gaining of himself. Use the people for his own gain. As we see oftentimes today, pastors, is taking tithes, living in this amazing house, nice cars, of course, though, and they're doing things not according to the scriptures, but of course that is self-fulfilling, self-pleasing.
Okay, that's correct. Just stay in the text, though. Okay, just for everybody's understanding. You're correct. All right. If any man will come after me means what? You said it. Go ahead. Say it again, Dawon. Just to come after me, Paul.
If anybody's going to, lead the people, to
Okay.
fix the people,
All right.
after Christ.
Okay.
So, like, before Christ, it was John the Baptist, and then Christ came on the scene. Before that, of course, you had Moses. After Moses, you had Jeremiah, so on and so forth. So, anybody that comes after Christ, or who will continue this work after Christ, is God.
Yeah. Does everybody have to be a leader, though? When it says to come after me, right? Okay, no, a lot of y'all putting in thinking that it's going up against. Y'all thinking come and get me, come after me. You know where I'm at. No, that's not what I'm saying. It says, if any man will come after me, meaning follow, right? If any man is to follow Christ, this is why we talk about Christianity, because they have corrupted the term Christian in its true sense. All right, we don't call ourselves Christians because it's been corrupted for so long. You understand what I'm saying? But in the true sense of the word Christian, what does the word Christian mean? In its true order, in true sense. Go ahead.
So it means Christ-like.
Christ-like. Okay. What's another thing? Go ahead.
Follower, believer of Christ.
That's it. A follower of Christ. Somebody to come after me is a follower of Christ. Okay? Christian. All right. Let me just read this here in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, page 108. The biblical meaning is adherent of Christ. The disciples were formerly called Christians first in Antioch. Okay? Meaning the Romans called us Christians. Y'all right. There you go. A person who follows Christ. So somebody to come after, when Christ says come after me, he's just saying a follower of me. All right? So the Romans saw that and they called us Christians. It was more of a derogatory term. All right? Okay? To be Christ-like, to follow after Christ. So if any man wants to follow me, come after me. This is what Christ is saying, because Christ is saying, if you desire to be a Christian, or you desire to follow after me. Now they corrupted the term Christian. We don't use Christian, because Christianity and Christian is synonymous with what?
Oh, sorry.
Raise your hand. Go ahead.
House of Horrors.
Okay, yeah, that's one thing. Christianity professes wickedness, sin, which is not Christ. Okay, all right. And what we're going to talk about tonight is a Christian does not keep brotherhood, doesn't care about brotherhood, doesn't care about about you as a nation, doesn't care about Israel. Not only do they sin and break the laws of the Most High and are wicked, but they can't stand their own brothers. Right?
Okay.
Go ahead.
That's like a, I think I hear some brothers and sisters say ignorance is bliss.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know exactly what that means.
Okay. All right. Ignorance is bliss. Okay. Ignorance is bliss, meaning bliss is like happiness or joy. So they're saying to be ignorant is kind of to be happy. So they don't want to know the truth. They feel better without hearing the truth, because it makes them feel as if it can make them happy, because if they hear the truth, it's going to make them sad. It's going to make them do something. This is why people, that's a good question. Real good question. Okay, people say ignorance is bliss. They don't want to know that they're Israelites. Right? A lot of times people don't want to know that they're Israelites, and when they know that or hear that they're Israelites, they don't want what's associated with being an Israelite. What does it mean when you find out that you're an Israelite? What does it mean? What then do you have to do, trooper? What about you? You didn't always know you was an Israelite, right? Okay. So you was walking around in a happy state, in a sense. Ignorant, though. Ignorant but happy. That's what it means. Ignorant is bliss. Okay? All right? But when you heard it, okay, you heard it in Philly, right? Where did you first hear the truth?
I was walking around in Center City, and
Yeah.
and I seen the brothers outside on the podium teaching. Well, that was the first time. The second time I was outside of the gallery. I was sitting down, and Yanaquan, I don't know if you know the brother Yanaquan.
Yep.
Yanaquan was on this side, and Amaya Char was on this side, and they was, I guess, going back and forth about something, and they told me to look at the kid, and they said, "What you think about the kid?" And at that time, I didn't know what y'all was about or anything. I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess they were trying to direct my attention to the camp, but for some reason I couldn't shake it. I couldn't get away from it because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know anything about it.
Right.
The more I started to see the cancer stuff.
But you remember the first time. Get a brother a hand. You remember where the brothers were standing in position. The left on the right, this one was talking to this one. They told you to turn around and look up. That's powerful, brother. Okay. All right. Yeah. Allah, you correct. Khan, follow. Okay. Malawan, yeah. It means you have standards and a way you're supposed to live. Israelites have to do this, the commandments, statutes, and laws. All right. Okay. That's what it is.
God.
People don't really want to hear the truth because they like their life. They like being a slave because they're comfortable with it. There are things in it, in their life, that make them happy. Now, if you hear that you're an Israelite, you go, oh, okay, yeah. It's a whole bunch of people that do that. They go, we the Israelites. Yeah, we the Israelites. The black man is the Jews. We the real Jews. Yeah, Jesus Christ is black. Then we say, brother, you're going to have to stop doing this. You're going to have to leave them hoes alone. You have to stop doing this. You have to stop doing drugs. Sister, you can't dress like that. You can't conduct yourself like that. Because in the scriptures, it says law, statutes, and commandments you must abide by. So they're feeling like, damn, I'd rather not know. Because I was happy eating all this pork. I was happy having sex with all these hoes. Do you feel what I'm saying? So that's what their mind is at. So they rather go, I'd rather be stupid. And this is why Christians aren't really Christian. They don't really follow Christ. Okay? Because Christ said, keep the law, statutes, and commandments. The laws are not done away with. Remember that? He said, think not that I come to destroy the law, right? But to fulfill the law. Not one dot, not one tittle shall pass. Heaven and earth still be here before the law is going away with. The heaven and earth is still here. We still standing on the earth. You look up, you're still looking into the heavens. Okay? Christians don't want that. All right? This is why it's so important to follow these scriptures, because if you truly follow Christ, you got an obligation. All right? Adherent of Christ. That's what it says in this book. Adherent. What does adherent mean? Anybody, what does adherent mean? Go ahead, Al.
So like to acknowledge and follow.
To acknowledge and follow, right? Yep. Adherent. When you go to your slavery and you accept the job, you have to adhere to their rules and regulations. Okay? You go to a slavery, they say, okay, you got to come in here, you got to have black shoes on. You got to wear a white shirt. Okay? And you sign it. You say, okay, here's the rules and regulations. This is the rule book. You got to sign it. Sign it? Okay. This is the rules. Here you go. You signed it. You got to adhere. So in order to be a Christian, you have to be an adherent, meaning you have to listen to what Christ said and follow it. All right, read that precept one more time, because this is about brotherhood. This is why it's not easy following Christ. And everybody say they do. The vast majority of people say they are Christians, but they don't follow Christ. They are lying. They're ignorant. And even when you tell them the truth, Now it's time for them to stop being ignorant. They want to say ignorant is bliss because they want to say, I ain't never heard of the ISUPK. Brother came up here. Shout out to Captain Hamakabah. Said, oh, we up in Syracuse too. Right or wrong. So nobody can say, hey man, I ain't never seen it. We in Puerto Rico. We in Trinidad and Tobago. We in the United Kingdom. We all throughout the United States. We all through the United States. I heard the truth while I was in West Virginia. The middle of nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? It's no camp there, but what I'm saying is I heard the truth there, and I was teaching it. You can't say ignorance is bliss. You can't say you didn't know. You can't say you didn't see these brothers speaking on these street corners. You can't say you didn't see the signs, ISUPK, on these buildings that we teach out of. Everywhere. All right? A Christian denounces it and rejects it because they do not want the obligations. To stick to it and follow. That's correct, sister. To fear God of Israel and to love him. Right. That's what it truly means to follow Yahweh Shai Mashiach. That's what it means to be an Israelite. Okay? That's what you're called to do. That's why you exist. You breathe just to praise the Most High and do what he tells you to do. To keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's why you breathe. Okay? All right. Go ahead, Op.
Matthew chapter 16, verse 24. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, if any man will come after me.
If any man will come after me. Keep going.
Let him deny himself.
Let him deny himself. Sidney Poitier had a chance to deny himself. I'm going to play this clip. I'm going to do Yusuf question first. Then we're going to play the clip and we're going to go back to this precept. But deny himself. I want y'all to keep that mark right there. Let him deny himself. All right? Hey, y'all. You grab Revelation chapter 2. Okay. I won't go and grab it now. Okay. You hold on to what I asked you to hold. John 11? Okay. You hold John 11 for me, okay? John 11 and 50. Okay. Yusuf, we're going to grab Revelations 2 and 6 real quick, all right? There you go, Yusuf. Yusuf said, when I found out the truth, I knew I had to be better for my people. Because not only are they not knowing of their identity, they also don't know they're in a war and that they have enemies. That's correct, Yusuf. That's powerful, brother. That's powerful. Okay. Revelations 2 and 6 mentions the deeds of the Nicolaitans. Who are they and what did they do? All right, let's grab that real quick.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 6.
Oh, let the Akim grab it. It should be some over there, all right? Inside of that canister, on the small table, behind that white box right there, the white box. Yep, it's a gold canister. It's a golden, you see it? Okay. And one of them, it's got a bunch of pins in it. You see it?
Okay.
Yep. They should have it now, right? Go ahead, Op.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 6. But this thou hast hated the deeds of the Nicolaitans, which I also hate.
Nicolaitans. I'm going to look it up in here. You said, I'm going to see if it's in here, all right? I think it's just a group of people. page 399. Page 399 in the same book. Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. All right, everybody should get one of these books. All right, this is on the reading requirement for the books of the ISUPK. This is one of the key books that we use. The Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. You want to grab one of these, all right? Page 399, Nicolaitans, a group of persons whose works both the church at Ephesus and our Lord hated, Revelations 2 and 6, and whose doctrine was held by some in the Pergamene church. Their doctrine was similar to that of Balaam, through whose influences the Israelites ate things sacrificed to idols. All right. Okay. So you see that, brother, okay? That was their deeds. Okay. And let's see here. Let me just see here. Go up to verse 4.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 4. Nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, because thou hast left thy first love.
All right. Okay. Okay. Now this is talking about the church in Ephesus. Okay. And he says, I'm against thee because thou hast left thy first love. What is thy first love? Right.
That's like it. True.
That's right. Yeah. Absolutely. That's right, man. The truth is your first love. Okay? The truth is the first love. All right? All right? Remember what Yahweh Shai said? Yahweh Shai Mashiach? He said, if you love your mother, your father, your brother, your wife, if you love them more than you love me, you're not worthy. People go, oh, how could you say that? What do you mean? Because they're worldly. Because they're simple. You understand what I'm saying? Let me grab that precept because people might say that I'm lying. You know what I'm talking about, Five Uncle Bo?
It's like your precept?
Yeah. Grab that for me real quick. Matthew chapter 10, verse 37. Okay.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 37.
Okay.
He that loveth his father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
That's right. Your first love is this truth. Your first love is this work that you do for the Most High. That's your first love. You married to this. You ever hear people say in the streets in the world, they say, I'm married to the streets, or I'm married to the game. People all acknowledge that and understand that. They understand what that means. Well, here in the ISUPK, we are married to the truth first. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing comes above me doing the work of this truth here. More than my sons, more than my children, more than my wife, more than my mother, more than my father, because this is my first love. All right? Okay? All right? That takes real heart. That takes something serious. You know who also lives like that? Esau's military. That's what they say they believe in. Okay? All right? They join the military and they will love the military more than they love their own family. Is that true? Do they get deployed? You join Esau's military, right? Okay? And Esau say, well, you got to go to Afghanistan. You're going to have to go to Iraq. You're going to have to go to Russia. You're going to have to go to China. He got a family right here. Do he go, nah, I love my wife and my kids is here. Or what? He ain't in the military no more. All right, stay there with your wife and kids. He loves the military so much that he get on that plane and he go across them seas. We greater than that in the ISUPK. All right? Not saying that we don't have love, but this is your what?
First love.
This is your what?
First love.
That's right. This is the first love. Okay? All right, go back to Revelations, the water for that.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 4.
And Yahweh Shai Mashiach says that you have to love him more than all those things. Okay? Or you truly don't love him. All right? Go ahead,
Nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee,
Mm-hmm.
because thou hast left thy first love.
You left their first love. Keep going.
Remember, therefore, from whence thou art fallen,
Uh-huh.
and repent,
That's right.
and do the works, or else,
And do the first works.
it's like, and do the first works, or else I will come unto thee quickly,
Mm-hmm.
and I will remove thy candlestick out of his place, except thou repent.
Except thou what?
Except thou repent.
Keep going.
But this, it's like, but this thou hast, that thou hatest the deeds of the Nicolaitans, which I also hate.
Right. Okay. You hated the Nicolaitans. You hated them. The Nicolaitans was a group of people that's just wicked. They follow Baal or Balaam, which is Baal, the god of the flies. They follow wickedness. They sacrifice their meat to devils, to gods, false gods. They believe in all that stuff. They believe in the chicken goddess, right? They believe in all this stupid stuff that everybody's talking about. All right. When brothers first come into truth, or brothers and sisters first come into truth, they go hard at them, don't they? They go hard at them, right? But what these brothers did was, he's saying, hey, you hated them, you went against them, but they fell off. They started acting like the people that they fought against or battled against. Okay, all right. That's what sets the ISUPK apart from every other group, every religion, every organization. The reason being is because when you hear those other groups, they always say, well, you got to be tolerant to them. Oh, leave them alone. They all right. Or they'll figure it out themselves. Oh, let us build together, brother. They always want to say that. You hear that term, build? Let's build together, brother. We're going to build with each other. Nah, we don't do that in the ISUPK. Okay? I can't build with somebody who worships the moon god. You get what I'm saying? I can't worship somebody that sits there and cries tears over a picture of some white man that looked like Kenny G. Right? I can't build with you, brother. How can we walk together unless we agree? So that's why this is being brought up, Yusef. All right? You got anything more on that, Yusef? Go ahead. Anybody got any questions or comments? Go ahead. All right? Okay. So those brothers or those people, the Nicolaitans, were people who worshiped heathens. All right, we're going to go back. What was that? Matthew 16 and 24. All right, go ahead.
Matthew chapter 16, verse 24. But he answered, then said Jesus unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me.
Let him deny himself. If any man come after me, let him deny himself. What is the deny himself? What does it mean to deny himself? It says, let him deny himself. Anybody? Anybody online? What does it mean to deny himself? This is the Brotherhood class. I think some of y'all had already touched on it.
But,
Go ahead.
so, focus not just on himself and his own needs and his own stature, of course, though, but what's beyond him.
What do you mean stature?
So, somebody can be like, I'm the president of the company. What do I look like going out there and speaking to the people? You know? What do I look like, you know what I'm saying, put myself on the corners, of course, though, speaking against this
So you're saying title as stature?
kind.
Okay. So denying their title? Go ahead, up.
Was lucky. I'm just saying, like, you know, they can deny, you know what I'm saying, their status, of course, though, within society, like, this is beyond me, or this is beneath me, of course, though,
Okay.
and go out and do the work. Nonetheless, the other piece is even denying their own personal desire, too. Meaning, like, oh, nah, I can't give this, you know what I'm saying, because I got to go buy this, you know, bigger house or bigger car, or I got to get a new suit, these new shoes. So you're focusing solely on yourself, of course, though, with no regard, you know what I'm saying, to your brothers and your sisters.
Okay. All right. If any man will come after me, let him deny himself. That's the question. What does it mean to deny himself? Somebody's asking what question was it? Deny himself. Anything else? Deny himself.
It's like,
Go ahead.
I think of the one time that we was out, it was downtown,
Mhm.
and I don't want to say the brother's name per se, it doesn't matter. But he looked at me, you know what I'm saying, and we was walking, he looked at me like, yo, what's up? And he like, you know who I am, right? Yeah, I know who you are. What about it? Like, what does it mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, your stature, you know what I'm saying, who you are, your reputation, it doesn't mean anything. You know, we got brothers and sisters that's out here on drugs, and you standing around here, you know, politicking right now. So, you know, deny, even just, I got pulled over here, it's not relevant. It doesn't mean anything right now.
Okay.
We need to fix our people.
Mm-hmm. Denying your flesh, staying away from lust, greed of the other nations. Yep. Okay, all right. What is it? Let him deny himself. Let me show this clip. Let me show this clip. Y'all should be able to see that, right? Yep.
He is simply black. Mr. Poitier is not one to let this go unchallenged.
How close is my association?
Questions are too sharply focused. He is simply matter. Sidney Poitier.
This is Sidney Poitier, right? Reporters asked Sidney Poitier his views on race. Now, Sidney Poitier just passed away last week, okay, recently at the age of 94. Now, Sidney Poitier is a great actor, one of the greatest actors of all time. Okay, Denzel Washington. I got an article right here with Denzel Washington. Calls him the greatest actor, and then Denzel Washington followed after him in his style of acting, etc. As many do. Okay. Actors and actresses alike claim that he is one of the greatest and an inspiration. Now, he won the Academy Award and was the first black person to win the Academy Award. So they sit down, they have a sit down with him because they want to talk to him about his award, and him being the first black person to win it. Reporters asked Sidney Poitier his views on race. 1968. What's going on in 1968 at the time? What is going on in 1968? What is going on right now? Go ahead, huh?
Assassinate Martin Luther King.
This is right before it, though. This is before it. But yeah, Martin Luther King, right? What's going on in 1968? Go ahead.
Police are sicking dogs on black people.
Right? Yep. Police brutality all-time high. They're sicking dogs on black people, on us. Okay.
The civil rights movement.
There you go. That's it. Raise your hand. Go ahead.
The civil rights movement.
The civil rights movement. Okay. This is the height of the civil rights movement. 1968. Woo! It's in full swing. What should black people do? Black. It's black this, black that. James Brown got a song out. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Right?
Oh, God.
Did you hear what the reporter just said? I'm going to play it. I want you to hear what the reporter said. Listen to what the reporter says.
Outside of Hollywood, it's a different matter. Sidney Poitier's professional.
He says outside of Hollywood, it's a different matter. Because remember, he just won the Academy Award. But he said outside of Hollywood, it's a different matter. What's Hollywood? What's Hollywood? Don't think too hard on it. Go ahead.
It's like the bright lights and glitz and glamour.
That's true, but what's Hollywood? What happens in Hollywood? Bright lights, glitz and glamour, right? Go ahead.
Celebrities.
Okay.
Yeah, influence, of course, though. Social media.
Right. Okay.
So stage productions, all that. So
What?
Stage productions.
What is it?
Movies.
Movies. Are movies real? No. Right? For the most part, movies are fairy tales. Movies are just movies for entertainment. Okay. He goes to entertain. He's just doing a movie. All right? Okay. Denzel Washington in Training Day? That's a movie. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's a movie. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's just a movie. You got to talk to certain people and be like, yo, it's just a movie. Remember Wakanda came out? Black Panther?
Okay.
And people was just, Wakanda forever, yeah. And you had to tell them, you had to bring them back like, yo, brother, that's just a movie. Sister, that's a movie. I'm not lying. I went into slavery one day, and one brother went like this to me. He said, Wakanda forever. I said, brother, it's just a movie. Go ahead.
It's like if I could end those on the Hamites.
Exactly. Exactly. But we as a people don't know that. We don't know what's going on. We want ignorance is bliss. You see what I'm saying? They don't know what the hell going on, so they think we did. And we go, it's a movie. It's fake. So the reporter is saying outside of Hollywood, because Hollywood is fake. In the movie, he had a movie called Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. where he plays the boyfriend of an Edomite. That's a movie. And in the end, everybody's happy. One of the movies he played, he got slapped by an Edomite, and he turned around and went, bam, slapped the Edomite back. Everybody loved it and said, wow. Why? Because it's a movie. You feel what I'm saying? Is he still alive? Yeah. No, I'm saying at this time, after the movie, yeah, the movie's fake. If the movie was real, he'd probably be dead. You understand what I'm saying? 1968? Okay, it's a movie. So the reporter is saying outside of Hollywood, there's something else going on. It's different outside of Hollywood.
National work is too often forgotten. The questions are too sharply focused. He is simply black.
He is simply what?
Black.
He's simply what?
Black.
He's simply what?
Black.
You're a nigga. You're a movie star. He's great. He's phenomenal. You're simply black. You're simply black. Why do we have t-shirts in the ISUPK that says Jesus Christ is black? Jesus is a black man. Jesus is dark just like me. Why do we have that? Because it is controversial and it means something. When we as a people identify, and we'll take it, we'll say, yes, we black, and we want to talk about black issues all the time, every day. Yeah, we want to talk about it. Why? Because we're not in Hollywood. This isn't a fairy tale to us. You get what I'm saying? We're following Christ. You feel what I mean? We follow Christ. So yes, we want to talk about black issues all the time, non-stop. We want to talk about it. Yo, man, why you always talking that black stuff all the time? You ever can't say that? Yo, y'all always talking about that all the time, man. Yo, I want to hear that Israelite stuff right now, man. Come on, man. He don't want to be in reality. He wants to be in Hollywood. He wants to live a fairy tale. He wants to live ignorance is bliss. He doesn't want to follow Christ. Because did Christ ever deny being an Israelite and dying for the Israelites and this is for the law, statutes? Never. You didn't talk about nothing else. We don't talk about nothing else. This is what we talk about. Go ahead, if I want.
It's like it. So, that ignorance and bliss is happening just because, you know, there's been occasions of incidents, you know, at people's slaves. You know, did you see what happened? I was looking the other way. So what? I don't got to write a report on it. What do you want me to say? I wasn't looking. I was tying my shoe when she fell. You know what I'm saying? So now I don't have to write up this whole report and give account stating that this person fell, and now, you know what I'm saying, y'all looking at me going to retaliate.
Right.
That accountability, that responsibility, of course, though, that is attached to you being aware of that information.
Right.
So that ignorance of bliss, now I don't gotta be responsible, you know what I'm saying, for
nothing.
You know, who I sleep with, what lies I destroyed, that the black community is destroyed.
Right.
It's not our fault, it's white people's fault.
Right.
You understand? Like, it's like,
nope. That's right. Ignorance is bliss. Yeah. Okay. And I want y'all to follow the video clip because that's exactly what's going on. If any man come after me, you're supposed to follow Christ. Let him deny himself. There it is.
Mr. Poitier is not one to let this go unchallenged.
He's not going to let this go unchallenged. He's not going to let this go unchallenged. Let's see here. Turn this. Can you turn that for me, Baba Kishore?
Go.
Yeah. Turn it in towards me. Yeah. A little bit more. Yeah, that's why. All right. If you could sit here for me though, because I'm gonna have you turn it back in a moment. All right. The water. I appreciate it.
How close has my association been in the past with Dr. King? For some years now, I've worked
Unchallenged.
He doesn't let this stuff go unchallenged, meaning I'm not black, I'm OJ.
Oh,
Yeah, this is what he about to do. This is the same spirit right here. He in the same spirit. This is what happens. This is what happens when you integrate your spirit with the heathen. That's right, Sararana. Yep, it was the civil rights movement. Right? This is what happens when you integrate your spirit, your identity with America. You want to be a Republican or a Democrat or independent? You want to vote? You have to integrate your spirit to their spirit. You got to be like them. And what happens when you have to be like them? You got to soften it. You got to deny your identity. You are the one saying, can we stop talking about race, please? And you black. Can we still stop? Why you guys always see me as the black guy? I don't want you guys to see me as the black guy. Before I came into the truth, that was me for a while. I used to be around Edomites, white folks, and go, why y'all keep seeing me as the black guy? I just want to be one of the guys. You understand what I'm saying?
okay.
I'm denying who I am. I'm denying Christ. I'm denying the Most High. Listen what he does.
How close has my association been in the past with Dr. King? For some years now, I've worked raising funds for Dr. King because I believe still very strongly in his non-violent philosophy.
What do you feel Ralph Brown's purpose is now?
I figured that question.
Uh-oh. Dr. King. So they asked him about Dr. King first, and he spoke about it. I support Dr. King. I help finance Dr. King because I'm a proud supporter of his ideology of nonviolence. I like Dr. King because he was nonviolent. Dr. King, he said we can get what we want by being nonviolent. Now they ask him about H. Rap Brown. H. Rap Brown is a brother who eventually joined the Black Panthers. I think he was from the South. I think H. Rap Brown was from down south, right? Or the Midwest. And H. Rap Brown was no joke, bro. Yo. He said something one time. Let me pull it up. Just so y'all can get a backdrop. H. Rap Brown. Let me get H. Rap Brown real quick. He said something. I have H. Rap Brown? Yeah. Looking for a shorter clip. There you go. I think the volume comes on when he gets
I
ready.
say violence is necessary. Violence is a part of America's culture. It is as American as cherry pie. America taught the black people to be violent. We will use that violence to.
This is him
I
speaking.
say violence.
This is him speaking about the New York riots in 1967. Remember the civil rights movement, right? Okay, was a time where our people, blacks and Hispanics, was waking up. Meaning we was fighting against oppression. Okay? And fighting against oppression, we had leaders like Malcolm X. We had leaders like Martin Luther King. Malcolm X would teach something to the effects of self-defense. Defend yourself. Fight back. Right? When Martin Luther King would say, let them hit you. Lock me up, officer, please. The more they beat on us, the more somebody will see that we're nonviolent, and then they'll give us our freedom. That's what Martin Luther King thought. And you have brothers like this, H. Rap Brown, that says, yo, the days of nonviolence is over. Now we're not just going to sit around and let you murder us. We're going to fight back. So listen what the brother says.
I say violence is necessary. Violence is a part of America's culture. It is as American as cherry pie. American taught the black people to be violent. We will use that violence to rid ourselves of oppression if necessary. We will be free by any means necessary. And we also say, to extend that, if black leaders continue to aid in the genocidal attempt of America to execute and eliminate black people, then they shall be considered as enemies also of black people.
You see that, right? So that's H. Rap Brown. And he had, for a couple years, he was one of the heads in the civil rights movement on the side of fighting against the oppressor, compared to this brother here. Okay? So they asked him about Martin Luther King first. And now they ask him about H. Rap Brown, which is the other spectrum, the other side of the spectrum. Okay? Fighting back. Go ahead.
So H. Rap Brown is kind of like Malcolm X.
Yes, in that sense. He was part of the Black Panthers eventually. Okay. All right. He was not in the truth. Okay. But he had the spirit and the sense of fighting back against oppression, not just lying down, not just getting beat up or lynched or hung or raped. Okay.
For your Rap Brown's purposes now, I figured that question would come.
I knew you guys was going to ask that question. I knew you guys was going to. That's why he said, I figured that question was going to come. See, Sidney Poitier is smart. He's intelligent. He know the game. You know that they asked him about Martin Luther King. Because after that, everybody gets asked about Martin Luther King, they always ask you about if any means necessary. They always ask you about that, right? Okay? Because why? White people want to see if they can make sure that you are approved of them. White people's existence thrives on you always appeasing them or making them feel comfortable. All right? Okay? That's the only thing Edomites want with black folks. Black people, you just have to appease them. You have to make them feel comfortable. You have to bow to them or humble yourself to them or come to their agreement. That's how they want you to be. Okay, so they checking Sidney Poitier. They trying to see if he's one of them or he one of us. Is he a house nigga? Can we use him? Or is he still one of them field niggas that want to revolt and rebel?
I am not familiar with all of Mr. Brown's methods, except that Mr. Brown suggests violence. Well, I am, as by definition, in opposition to violence, particularly.
You see how he did his brother? You see how he did his brother? How did he just do his brother? How did he just do his brother, Rap Brown? How did he just do his brother, man? How did he just treat his brother? Hold on 1 second now. Okay, go ahead.
He basically was saying how he's against his brother.
Okay.
He's an.
What did he do first, though? He said, go ahead.
Instead of him stating, you know, his stances for, you know, the betterment of my people, of our people, of black, of colors, Negro, whatever. I'm saying, instead of saying all that, he went into the, you know, he's for violence. And I'm opposed to violence.
Right.
He set the stage specifically on he's violent.
Right. What did he just do when he did that?
Painted a target on his back.
My brother already got a target on his back.
Yeah.
He lied.
Okay.
Did you hear what the brother said? What did H-Rap Brown say?
Previous, it's like,
Right.
previous, he had mentioned, you know, that we should use whatever means necessary versus just going with the flow. Like,
He basically said, H-Rap Brown basically said, oh man,
it's American to be violent.
he's saying that's what you taught us. And we're not going to be violent unless we have to be violent.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's different than just saying violence. Yeah, violent, I'm violent. So what Sidney Poitier did, he said, I don't know everything that the brother stands for. I don't know that everything the brother is saying. So if you don't know everything, don't say nothing. Right? Because the brother didn't say, just go out and kill and murder people. Just go out and fight against people. He never said that. He never said that. He didn't say that at all. Right? Listen to what he said.
I say violence is necessary. Violence is a part of America's culture. It is as American as cherry pie. American taught the black people to.
You see the brother being is intelligent in his sentence, and he's saying violence is American. Black people aren't American. You feel what I'm saying? He's saying what? Who's American?
That's like it. The real Americans?
Yeah. Not the real Americans. The Americans that wrote America or made and shaped America.
Esau.
That's right. Edomites, Esau, the so-called white man, the oppressor. So when he's saying Americans, he's not talking about everybody. He's talking about your founding fathers. George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, the presidents, right?
Okay.
They're violent. That's who's violent.
To be violent. We will use that violence to rid ourselves of oppression.
We would use that violence to rid ourselves of oppression. What was January 6th all about? The storming of the Capitol. What was that all about?
It's like
Go ahead, Al.
the storming of the Capitol just happened.
Last year.
Okay.
Yeah. And the anniversary just, 1 year anniversary just happened, just passed. That was because, what? You know what that was because of?
Blah.
There was groups of white people, Edomites, that feel that they was oppressed. Trump's not our president, they're oppressing us. And white people act violent when they're oppressed, don't they?
by any means necessary.
They going to storm the Capitol. They looking for somebody to kill because they're oppressed. All this brother is saying is, you use violence if we're oppressed. You keep oppressing us, we gotta fight back. And their oppression is fake oppression, false oppression. We really are oppressed. We really just did 400 years of slavery. We really just raped, murdered, and we've been raped and murdered and robbed and stripped of everything. You continue to destroy us. You lynch us. You murder us in the streets. We're really oppressed. We can't fight back. That's what the brother is saying.
If necessary, we will be free by any means necessary. And we also say, to extend that, if black leaders continue to aid in a genocidal attempt,
Black leaders. Now he's speaking about the traitors. This is where Sidney Poitier comes into place and says about his brother, I'm against violence.
Particularly violence for violence sake. To violence, particularly violence for violence sake. Is by definition in opposition to violence, particularly violence for violence sake.
He's against violence for violence sake. Can you get anywhere? What can you get if you're not fighting back? What will ever change if you don't fight back? What, go ahead,
It's like, I mean, I don't want to necessarily be vague in the question, as they say, but the Civil War occurred, right?
Mm-hmm.
And without it, where would, you know what I'm saying, black people be?
I don't get what you mean.
So, I don't want to agree. I'm not trying to agree, but I'm simply trying to, well, you're against violence. But the Civil War occurred in...
Are you asking that question back?
Sort of like in the sense of, you're against violence. You know what I'm saying? Non-violence. Martin Luther King, non-violence. You're against violence. But without violence, you'd still be walking around in chains, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'd still be, you know, physically...
Don't use the Civil War.
Cut.
Which war should you use? Because he's appeasing to white people. So which war should you use?
1812?
Mm-hmm. Further than 1812.
World War I?
No. World War I is after 1812. World War I is 1919 or 1918.
Okay.
The Revolutionary War.
Okay.
The white men, the white Americans fought against the British.
Okay.
So that they can have control of the United States of America, or America, the 13 colonies. So they fought and died, killed the British. Use that war. Because would there be any America? Because he is white in his response. He's not a black. He's going to say it in this response. He's black, but he doesn't want to identify like that. Can you guys stop asking this? I knew you were going to ask about H. Rap Brown. He's trying to appease white people, right? Okay. And the reason why I'm saying just use the different war is because then it'll just come back to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yep, see? We freed you. They never did. The Civil War did not free black people. You're still in chains. Okay? You're still in chains. All right? It's just called, there's a book I think it's called. I got to get this book. I know it's a documentary, Slavery by Another Name. Okay? And it talks about all the institutions and structures and organizations that are set up that keep us enslaved. See that book right there? What's the title of that book? Underneath the Native American book. It's Standing Up.
Texas Tough.
Texas Tough, right? That book goes into detail of how it's just from slavery, it just transitioned into the prison system. Okay, all right? Okay, but that's a great way to put it back. America, there would be no America.
Yeah.
The patriots, the colonists, the patriots, the colonists, Paul Revere. I'm saying colonists because we say colonizers in the sense of they stole our land and stole us.
Right.
Colonists are the first settlers in the 13 colonies. Paul Revere, right? All that. They love that. They love all of that, right? Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, a war general. He fought to get America. All right? So, yeah, that's a great point. How you against violence? But my point is, I can't understand. It doesn't make any sense. It's illogical to say, I'm against violence. Because violence for violence sake, it's not going to work. That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. Because if somebody's fighting against you, how can you ever be above them? And even if you want equality, which doesn't make any sense either, but if you want equality, don't you have to get a win over that person in order to be equal? You understand what I'm saying? Back in the day, me and my man, right? We used to go to the court and we would play 5 or 7 games one-on-one every time. Or we'd sit down and play chess and we play 5 to 7 games. Why would we always play 7 games? Why would we always play 7 games? Go ahead,
It can't end in a tie.
Thank you. Because somebody got to be better. Me and him on the court one-on-one going at each other. We playing chess. Nah, run it back. Checkmate. Run it back. You got to run that back, man. We just playing 7 games. And sometimes we sitting there all night. Listening to music. Going 20 games. 30 games. You know why? Because I got to get one over you. What the hell is the point of playing the game? Shut up, Sidney Poitier. You got a favorite soccer team or a football team? You want your teams to end in a tie every time they play? Nigga, your team will never go to the championship. I watch my Raiders play. I'm watching the Raiders play, and if one person, one of the announcers is saying, all the Raiders have to do is, if they tie, then this team can go into the playoff. I'm like, I don't want no tie. You don't play football to tie. You want to fight? You're fighting for your life, and you want to tie with this man? You want to tie? What is you talking about? How will you ever survive? How will you ever live? Violence for violence sakes, it doesn't work. That's stupid. That's a cowardly thing to say. That makes no sense. And black people have that mentality, and look what it has done for us. You still can't vote in Georgia. I'm telling black people, don't vote. They're in Georgia. Killer Mike lives in Georgia. I'm like, voting doesn't work. He mad at me for saying voting doesn't work. Vote in your local election. Voting doesn't work. Why? Because all you're doing is getting your ass whooped and saying, all right, you won. What you want me to do? You want me to vote? You want me to sit at your lunch counter? We was getting beat up to sit at their lunch counters, huh? They was making milkshakes. There was people sitting at Woolworths at the counter. It's a white restaurant, whites only, and young black folks went in there and sat at the counter. They made milkshakes just to throw and dump on their head. One brother sitting next to his woman is in there, and they putting sandwiches and mustard all over her face. And he just got to sit there, chopping up honey dip. How she really look at him? You weak, man. I just gotta sit down and let you whoop our ass? No. You're never going to win. That is the object.
Urban riots have affected this.
I would say that the urban riots have had effects in every corner of the country and in every arena of life. I would like to ask you a question. What?
Now he's like, I'm going to ask you a question. So it puts you on the edge of your seat. It makes you think, now, okay, what's Sidney about to say? Yeah! If you at home watching this in 1968, you like, all right, Sidney Poitier about to speak for us. Let me ask you a question, Mr. Reporter. That's what Naomi Osaka said. That's what Simone Biles said. That's what LeBron James said. That's what Colin Kaepernick said. And they fought against oppression. Let's see what Sidney Poitier do. Let's see what he said.
Why is it that you guys are hounds for bad news? Why is it?
The question is, why are you guys hounds for bad news?
That, it seems to me that at this moment, this day, you could ask me many questions about many positive and wonderful things that are happening in this country. But we gather here to pay court to sensationalism. We gather here to pay court to negativism. You guys have a job to do. I'm a relatively intelligent man. There are many aspects to my personality that you can explore, I think, very constructively. But you sit here and ask me such one-dimensional questions about a very tiny area of our lives. You ask...
What is he doing, Eliezer? What is he wanting everybody to do? You said it. You said it earlier. In your question.
To be nonviolent?
No, you asked it in your first question. Come on, brother. You asked it, your first question. And I said, that's a good question. I brought it up a couple of times in the class. There's something that people say that you say, I don't understand what they mean when they say that. What was it? The first question, remember you asked that question?
It's like I can't remember.
Ignorance.
Oh, it's bliss.
Ignorance is bliss. He wants everybody to be ignorant to the race riots. He wants everybody to be ignorant to what's happening to black people. He wants everybody to speak on positive things. Why are you guys hounds for bad news? Why do you guys just want to talk about bad things? Why do you want to talk about the riots in the streets and black people being murdered by the police? Why do you want to talk about the laws that oppress black people? I'm an intelligent guy. I'm a nice guy. There's so many things about my personality that you could talk about. Let's talk about something positive. Don't worry. Be happy. You know when that song came out? Look up that song out. Don't worry, be happy. Look up when it came out. Huh?
It was during the war.
What war? Nah. It was a war, all right, but don't worry, be happy. I think his name is McFadden or something like that.
Bobby McFerrin.
Bobby McFerrin.
1988.
19 when?
88.
What was going on in 1988? Go ahead.
Oh, that's the year I was born.
Okay. All right. What was going on in 1988? What just came on the scene and exploded in America? I mean, it was right before, but 1988 was, whoo, it was in every ghetto, every hood.
Slop.
Right?
Crack.
Say it again, brother. It was what?
Crack.
It was what?
Crack.
It was what?
Crack.
It was what?
Crack.
Crack. And this nigga saying, don't worry, be happy. Hey, everybody, let's sing. Why? Because we shouldn't talk about the bad things. We shouldn't talk about the crack addiction, how it's destroying the black community, how it's killing black people, how the white man brought it over, how he's murdering our brothers and sisters in South America to grow it. He's flying it over here, got us cooking it up and selling it to our own people. A CIA operation, FBI operation. And you know what he said in the song? What is it?
Don't worry, be happy.
Don't worry, be happy. Can we talk about good things, guys? You guys are hounds for bad news. Let's talk about something positive. Nigga, it's 1968! They lynching little kids. They burning buildings with children in them. What you talking about? Let's talk about positive things. He had the opportunity to explode on them. He got the world looking at him right now. This is the scripture right here. If any man will come after me, let him deny himself. Sidney Poitier didn't do it. He didn't deny himself here. He wants to talk about me, guys. I got a nice personality. What? Run it back just a little bit.
That you can explore, I think, I'm a relatively intelligent man. There are many aspects to my personality that you can explore.
He talks about who? Who is he talking about? Who does he start talking about? They're asking him about Martin Luther King, H. Rap Brown, the riots that's going on across the country, civil rights. Who does he talk about? Raise your hand up. Go ahead. Himself. He talks about himself. He is selfish. This is a selfish nigga. Because I'm intelligent? Ooh, wee. That's that's a group that I always watch, man. Them Sadiddy, highly educated Negroes. Ooh, wee. They got something about them. They think they Bill Cosby. Look at Bill Cosby. Ooh. Remember Bill Cosby said, something wrong with them young black boys. They need to pull their pants up. They need to go get a job. Shut up, Bill Cosby. You need to stop raping women, nigga. Putting pills in their drinks. But you better than everybody, your own people. No, you are your people. And if you're intelligent, you should speak on the behalf of your people. If you got personality, you should represent your people. For your people. For the hell that they going through. That's what you should use it for. But he can't deny himself. It's very hard for him to deny himself. Now he has to deny himself. But what does he speak on?
Or, I think, very constructively. But you sit here and ask me such one-dimensional questions.
That's one-dimensional? Race is one-dimensional? Black people is a one-dimensional question? Riots? That's one-dimensional? Violent or non-violence? The path we take against the oppressor for freedom? That's one-dimensional? You're making it minuscule. You're making it as if it's something simple to pass. When you say something is one-dimensional, you're making it basic or simple or something. Come on, guys. You guys want to talk about that? Why not talk about me? I got personality. I'm intelligent. I'm a good guy. Why not look at me? White people are always going to look at you and see your people. And they're going to go, hey, why don't those guys pull their pants up? Hey, why are you guys doing drugs down there? Why do you kill each other so much? Why you got HIV AIDS? Hey, what's going on with that? Why are you guys like that? And they want to hear you say, that's not me. I'm intelligent. I got personality. I'll make you laugh. I'll make you happy. Come on, guys. That's one-dimensional. To hell with that. Bring it to them. No, I'm everything. I'm all that. Yeah, we all that. This is the next part in the scripture. All right, go ahead, Dawon.
Verse 25.
No, I thought you had something.
Oh, yeah, slightly. I mean, you know, the one thing, just in regards to that Revolutionary War, you know, what was the reasons for it, right? Like, they weren't, the Americans, were they physically in captivity? Were they physically in bondage? Right? No. But yet, they still had, you know what I'm saying, that war, that battle, nonetheless. So why should, you know, we stop here? He said something, I think he said it in this interview, where he mentioned something about he doesn't want to be nominated just so that he can be considered a loser. Right?
I think he may have said that before, yeah.
So you're underneath, you know what I'm saying, a system of government or governing, whatever, however you want to say it, for the awards and all that other stuff. You're participating in this body that is going to, that's been oppressive to you.
And in recent years, the Academy Awards, what's the topic?
Asians now?
No.
Oh.
What's the topic in the Academy Awards?
Oh.
Race. Race. They still talking about race. They're still talking about race. Well, this year was the most black actors receiving awards. Well, this was great. Well, last year they didn't have many black representation or Hispanic representation this year at the Academy Awards. We need to diversify it. We need more diversity. It's 2022. What the hell did this nigga do? Nothing. He got the Academy Award and he felt the same way. I don't want to get nominated because I thought I was going to lose. How can I beat the white man in the Academy Awards? He's still thinking the same thing. Why? Because we seek whose approval? The oppressor's approval. We want to appease them. Do we need an Academy Award? Is it that important? That's one-dimensional. He doesn't call the Academy Award one-dimensional. He calls race one-dimensional. He calls riots one-dimensional. That is crazy. That is sick. Go ahead, real quick.
It's like it. I was gonna mention the same thing because, you know, they asked him a question and his responses, you know, were one-dimensional. His response could have, you know, took it beyond just, you know, King is not violent. He is violent. You know what I'm saying? He could have took it to the extent of why, what's the cause of this, you know? The reasons why, you know, King is marching, and Brown is marching, of course, though, or protesting, is because of the oppression, you know what I'm saying, that's coming from, you know, people such as yourself.
About a very tiny area of our lives. You asked.
He said, this is tiny. This is a tiny area. What tribe is he from? Take a guess. Go ahead.
That's like Judah or Benjamin.
Right. People think he's from Benjamin, right? Because he's from the Bahamas. But they say his father is a Levite. His name is Poiter, which is French. Okay. The French overtook the Levites, the so-called Haitians. All right. So he's either a Haitian, a Levite, or a Benjamite, right? And he just said, what did he just say? What did he just say?
So he stated that you focus only on a small portion of our lives.
It's small. Do you know what they did to the Levites in Haiti? Could you imagine what they did to them? You know how many of them were maimed? The population of them only had one hand. They used to put a mask on all the slaves in Haiti. A muzzle mask on all the slaves in Haiti. Because as they picked the sugar cane, they couldn't eat. And the slaves would do what? Eventually, they would take some of the sugar cane and eat the sugar cane. Because they're starving. But they were so cruel to them, they said, stop eating up the sugar cane. They wouldn't even feed them. And they put muzzles on their mouths. That's minuscule. That's small. You know what they did in the Bahamas? Come on, man. They fed women and children to dogs and made us watch it in the islands. Come on, man.
Ask me questions that fall continually within the Negro-ness of my life.
And he's crying. He upset. Look at his eyes. He mad. Stop asking me these questions. Just because I'm a Negro, stop asking me Negro questions. I want y'all to look at his face now.
You ask me questions that fall continually within the Negro-ness of my life. You ask me questions that pertain to the narrow scope of the summer riots. I am artist.
I'm not black, I'm OJ. I'm an artist. You're talking about my Negro-ness, about the narrow-mindedness of the summer riots. Were there riots last year? And the year before last? And the year before that? It's been riots. So the riots aren't narrow. My Negro-ness, I am an artist. I'm not a nigga, I'm an artist.
Man.
I'm a man. Uh-oh. What's that? You ever heard that I can't? Aren't we all humans? Aren't we all the same human beings? Don't we all bleed red? That's what they say to us when they come to the camp. We are humans. I'm a man. Not a Negro. I'm a man. I'm an artist. I'm a man.
American.
Whoa! What did he say? He's a what?
American.
He's a what?
American.
What did you say earlier? Americans are.
Oh, I was saying which ones?
Right. And I said, we talking about this. Which Americans did you answer and say? The Edomites.
Con.
He wants to be an Edomite. He doesn't want to be a Negro. He wants to be an American. He doesn't want to be black. He doesn't want to be a nigger. He is denying Christ. Because Christ is a nigger. Christ is a Negro. Christ is black. But he'd rather be a Caesar. He'd rather be a Roman. He'd rather be a Gentile. He'd rather be an American. What a loser. That means you are a quitter. Come on, Sidney Poitier. Come on, brother. Come on now. You couldn't fight against this, Sidney? Huh?
Contemporary.
I'm a contemporary. Who's a contemporary guy, Wumba? Who's a contemporary?
Yeah, artist.
Uh-huh. What kind of artist? Because he already said artist. What's a contemporary? What's somebody that's eclectic? What's somebody that not only listens to rap, but they listen to country music? That's a contemporary. Right. I'm a scholar because I look at this art. I listen to this music as well. I'm not one-dimensional. I'm a contemporary. I understand what's going on in today's matters as far as entertainment or art. That's a contemporary. What's a contemporary? A sucker. All right? Okay? This is just my opinion. Officer Thawam Gabar already know. I ain't going to go on no rant. When I hear rap artists being called pop artists, that's a contemporary. I go, what the hell is a rapper being called a pop artist? You get what I'm saying? To me, that don't make no sense. That means you're trying to cross over.
A slack here. I actually heard this song on I think it was MTV, or where this group, I think it was Cypress Hill or something. They made a song called "The Crossover."
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's what they're talking about.
Right. Where they want to appease to the white audience, the Chinese audience, the European audience, the African audience. Remember, dancehall used to just be us, be Benjamites. Remember that, right? Now they got something called Afrobeat. But now we're letting all the Hamites come and listen to our music and play our music. And now they're doing dancehall and they're calling it Afrobeats. Why? Because we want to cross over and appease to everybody else. That's a contemporary. All right? And I look at that as weak. That's just my personal opinion. If you can't just rock hardcore with us, do black music, it's all right. It's okay. I know you're going to sell more records if you put Taylor Swift on the track. But that just shows that you got no integrity. So he says contemporary. Go ahead, real quick, that one.
So I was just going to say that it shows that you got range.
Right. And that's his range. Sidney Poitier had a range. He can do a movie with Bill Cosby. Let's do it again. You know, with the pimps in the movie and the fake preachers and the false preachers and stuff. And he can be funny and he can do a movie like that. And then he can also do a movie with who? A white girl. Guess who's coming to dinner? Black guys and white girls coming together. It's so beautiful. That's range. And he talking to the white audience going, I got range. I can cross over. I'm a contemporary. Don't you guys love me? Stop asking me these nigger questions.
Oh, slack it.
Go ahead.
If I could, okay. Because he wants to be accepted, so he can cross over.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good. He's right. What did Drake do? Drake painted his face black and put big red lipstick on his mouth. Why did he do that? So he can be accepted. Somebody told him it'd be cool, it'd be funny. Okay. All right. He was in a wheelchair. He's in a wheelchair in a show. Right. I don't know. Well, I don't know, you know, playing basketball in a wheelchair. I don't know. He did it so he can be accepted. It'd be cool. And he became a gangster rapper. Now he got people that'll shoot Meek Mills up. He got shooters ready to rock and load. Okay, all right. I'm just teasing and joking. But this is Sidney Poitier. He's got the range. He's a contemporary.
I am an awful lot of things, so I wish you would pay me the respect due.
Pay me the respect due. Don't ask me about these nigger questions. Don't ask me about black people. Pay me the respect. Please, pay me the respect.
And not simply ask me about those things.
Don't ask me about those things. Those things? The race riots is just those things? Did people die in the race riots?
Come,
Yeah.
come.
People die in the civil rights movement?
Come.
Yeah. Those things. You had the opportunity, Sydney. You had it. He got the applause he wanted. He got that applause he wanted. Why did he get that applause? Why did they applaud him? What was there to applaud? Why did they just applaud him? Why did they applaud him?
It's like,
Go ahead.
because he did a stellar job just now. He was acting.
He wasn't acting. He was serious. Don't ask me them questions no more. The reason why they applauded him, is because he denounced. What did he deny? Did he deny himself? Go ahead, Al.
The Negro-ness of himself.
That's right. He denied his nation. He denied his race. He denied his ethnicity, his culture, his very existence. And when you deny that, you deny who?
It's like Christ.
That's right. You deny Christ. You deny the Most High. You deny the Bible. Everything that you are, you got it from your tribe, from your family, from your tribe, from your nation, from the Most High power. The Most High God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahweh. That's where you got it from. And you just denied that. That is why they applauded him. Read the scripture again out from the top.
Matthew chapter 16, verse 24.
24. Go ahead.
Then said Jesus unto his disciples, If any man will come after me,
If any man will come after me. Go ahead. Follow Christ.
let him deny himself.
Let him deny himself. You got John?
Come.
Go ahead.
And take up his cross.
And do what?
And take up his cross.
Give me John chapter, what is it, 11 and 50?
Come.
Go ahead.
John chapter 11, verse 50. Nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die.
Should what?
Should die.
Should what?
Should die.
Should what?
Should die for the people.
That's right. When Christ said, take up your cross, what is he saying? What is he saying when he says, take up your cross and follow me? What is he saying when he says, take up your cross?
Like,
You got the Russians in here?
you put a link in there.
No, it's just some Russian text. Go ahead.
Slide here. It's like take up your burden.
Uh-huh. What does that burden come to? What does that burden come to?
Slot.
Go ahead, up.
The burden comes to our work.
Yeah. I'm saying, what does it come to? Read your scripture again.
John chapter 11, verse 50.
Uh-huh.
Nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people.
Uh-huh. That he should die for the people. What is that burden coming to? Which is a cross. What is a cross? A cross is two pieces of wood. For what purpose?
Slug.
Go ahead.
Suffering and death.
Death. The cross is death. You won't pick up this burden, even if it means to the death. All right. We go with that. Drop that. Go back to that real quick, Tom Uncle.
Matthew chapter 16, verse 24. Then said Jesus unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself.
Let him what?
Let him deny himself.
Let him deny himself. Go ahead.
And take up his cross
Mm-hmm.
and follow me.
Follow me to the death. To the death. That's how serious you are about your people, about your work, about your burden, about getting into this truth. You become serious about it. This is real. This is your life unto the death. You know how he looked at it? He said, that's minuscule. That's narrow. That's small. That's minute. These are little things. And they clapped for him because he denied Christ. He became selfish, not selfless. Keep going. 25.
For whosoever will save his life.
Pull it out for everybody.
Matthew chapter 16, verse 25.
Uh-huh.
For whosoever will save his life shall lose it.
Did he save his life up here?
Okay.
Sidney Poitier was saving his life. Go ahead.
God.
Yeah, he was saving his life up here. He was saving his life up here, man. Up here saving his own life. Like, oh my goodness. Can we not talk about that, please? I don't want to talk about race riots, y'all. Why? Because he want to stay in the movies, man. Because if he say, you people are the oppressor, man. Y'all the devil that the Bible speaks of. Y'all destroying my people. And God got something coming for you people. What they going to do? What the next movie director going to say when Sidney Poitier called him for a part in that movie? Hello, John. I'm intelligent. I have personality. Can I be in your next film? What that director going to say? What he scared? What he scared of that director going to say?
No.
Thank you. He trying to save his life. But what happens? Whosoever will save his life shall lose it. He will always be remembered for this clip right here. We'll always know him for this. You think the Most High don't see that? You can see him sitting there, begging and pleading to white folks, please don't ask me these black questions no more. The Most High saw that. Keep going out.
And whosoever will lose his life for my sake.
For whose sake?
For my sake.
For whose sake?
For my sake.
For Christ's sake. Yahweh Shai Mashiach. You want to lose your life for my sake? You want to say Jesus is black? Jesus came for the 12 tribes of Israel, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You losing your life. You'll be denied. You'll be hated. They can't stand you. Why don't you guys just shut up and get a job? Why you go out there and speak? Come on, do something else. You're wasting time. I can't stand. How long will you be stuck on it? How long will you be stuck on this race thing? Now, everybody's going to hate you for it. You're going to lose your life. Life for my sake shall what?
Shall lose it.
No.
It's like, lose his life for my sake shall find it.
Keep going.
Verse 26. For what is it a man profited if he shall gain the whole world?
If he shall gain the whole world. You're the Academy Award winner. You're the greatest actor of all time. You're the trailblazer, icon trailblazer for diversity. You're the Martin Luther King of movies. Icon for it, immortalized in robes of dressing rags. Guess who's coming to dinner? Woo! So always, he got the world now. He got the world looking at him right then and there. What is it to gain the world? Go ahead.
To gain the world and lose his own soul.
To gain the world and to lose his own soul. To gain the world and lose his own soul. Go ahead. Oh, that's a question. Yeah? No. You gotta be a brother, man. Speak on behalf of your people. That's brotherhood. That's the entire point. You exist because of your brothers, your fathers, your ancestors. You're not going to speak on their behalf? Why are you here? Your father, his people, your family, your tribe, your nation. You're not going to say anything? You don't want to talk about those things? Why? Because you feel you can save your life and gain the world? It's time for you to strap up your boots. Get up in these schools, man. Get up in these classes. Humble yourself. Right? Get locked in. Speak on the behalf of your people. That's coming and following Christ. That's what it really truly means to follow Christ. Is to speak on your brothers and your sisters. To stand up for them. To want justice. I was going to talk about Ahmaud Arbery. All of them got found guilty, right? That's what everybody got excited. Black people got excited. It's the three white men that killed Ahmaud Arbery. They all got found guilty. Two of them, the father and son, life with no parole. Is that good enough? That's not good enough. They murdered our brother. They should be put to death. Georgia has the death penalty. The state of Georgia has the death penalty. Those men should be put to death. At least the father and son, the two, and the one that watched and filmed and covered it up, he should get life in prison with no parole. And the two that murdered that brother, they should be put to death. That's justice. We content with they got life, brother. Don't worry about it. They get to sit in prison. What prison they going to? What prison you think they going to? They going to prison with us? They gonna be in there with us, with the gangs and the shanks. They gonna be in the trailers, man. If they go to that penitentiary, they gonna be in the trailers. They gonna be in the trailer parks with steaks and food. And just imagine they commissary. The Ku Klux Klan gonna be sending them all types of money on their books. You understand what I'm saying? They gonna be all right. They deserve death. My heart's desire shall be for my brother. His blood screaming from the ground. The saints should send up prayers that this place receives its justice. That's brotherhood. Sidney Poitier had a chance right there in that interview to speak for his people, blacks and Hispanics and natives. Had the opportunity to speak, and he became selfish. We're going to learn from that to be selfless and deny ourselves for Christ. All right? You got something up?
To be selfless, you gotta deny yourself.
That's correct.
And how do you do that?
How do you deny yourself? You come in here. Okay? You continue to fight to stay in the truth. You to fight the demons that come up against you that don't want you to be in the truth.
God.
You fight the demons that don't want you to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. All right? Okay? Remember, like tonight,
God.
I said, just keep calling, brother.
God.
We'll get your way. You got to get here.
God.
You get what I'm saying? Right. I know it's cold as hell out. It's cold as the beat of my heart outside.
God.
Okay? It's a lot here for my language. What they say, a witch's box is colder than a witch box outside. All right? It's colder than the eat of my heart. Yeah. Fight these things, man. Okay? That's going to make you stronger and stronger in denying yourself. You get what I'm saying?
God.
So that way you set in the mindset of, I can beat that. That's just me wanting something simple. I'm gonna get over that. That's easy to get over. See how he talked?
God.
He talked about his people like that's little. No. Him receiving an Academy Award, that's little. I don't care about no Academy Award. I don't care about no Grammys. I don't care about winning. I don't care about y'all accolades. I don't care about that. I'll get it. We'll be fine. I'm going to speak on my people. That's denying yourself. All right? Your fight to stay in the truth. Your fight to get the truth inside of you. Your fight to take order. You know what I'm saying?
God.
All right. That's it. That's how you continue to deny yourself. All right?
God.
With that, pass the class over. Go ahead, real quick.
It's like one more thing.
So, Officer Dow, go ahead.
If I could, I just want to say, it's true that when you go out in the world, it's like 1,000 demons trying to pull you away from. It's not little, but it's like spiritual, trying to pull you away from where you're trying to go.
Yeah. You can turn the lights off. You can turn them. Keep them on. Keep going. Yep, you're right.
Like when you try to make it to the school, people would, I don't want to say your family, because you might love your family, but your family will try to pull you away from the truth also.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's how you deny yourself. Go ahead, Dawa. Go on. That's how you deny yourself, huh? Yeah. Everybody gonna be against it. You know what I'm saying? Even your family. Okay? But your flesh and your lust and you as an individual, you're going to want to do what your family said. You're going to want to rock with your family. You're going to want to rock with everybody else in the world. It's easy. It's easy. Deny himself. That's why it ain't easy to do this. Christ knew that. That's why he said it to his disciples. Because he was going to see who's going to follow him. Who's going to rock. If you for real. That's why he's saying it to. They sitting in front of him. He like, all right, you're going to have to follow me. You have to deny yourself. All right? Okay? You got a rib? All right? Be like you ain't got no rib. That's how he talk to him. You're going to pick up the cross. You're going to follow me. We're going to go through this to death. That's our king, man. He was serious about this. He wanted to see if we were serious about it. All right? It's a fight. It's a fight. And you only get stronger by staying in the fight. All right? Okay? I always say, it's one thing if a brother, he ain't good at fighting. It's another thing if it's a nigga that just won't fight. You feel what I'm saying? Right. I'd rather take the brother that he ain't a good fighter, but he fighting. You feel what I'm saying? Compared to the one that's just going to run. And he don't want to fight. Okay? That's what Christ is saying. Get in here, man. We're going to have to fight. That's all right. We're going to fight against him. That's going to make you stronger. Go ahead, Doc. One more.
Isaac Page security announcement. Where Isaac Page started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the leadership of Commandant General Yohana. Rule for new brother and sister. When new brother and sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10 means tenth in Hebrew, ma'ashira, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you treasury partner or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, but whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the Feast of Purim that's going to be February 14th. February 14th, that's Esther chapter 9, verses 20 through 31. We also have Passover. That's going to be Cocoa Beach, Florida. Cocoa Beach, Florida. That's going to be April 15th. And after April 15th, of course, though, we have the Feast of Unleavened Bread. All right, that's a week long, of course, though. So make sure you make arrangements. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing our black, blue shirt, headband, and scarf. With that, one courteous salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Elijah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
My Shabbat, Elijah, Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua, Barak, Saul. One courteous salute to the sisters. Elijah, Shabbat, Elijah, Barak, Yahweh Shemar, Alatham, Hashem, Yahushua. Yes, Matah. Class dismissed.
Yes, sir.
Do you got any copies of this?
All right, shalom, Israel.